Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for some breaking, not so breaking news. Lee Bowyer has finally been announced as the new Birmingham City manager. Now obviously I'm alluding to the rather drawn out nature of this. So on Saturday, Birmingham lost at home to Bristol City. Last straw for Aitor Garanka, but some odd goings on. We all knew Karanka was gone sort of about Sunday lunchtime, but I think he still had some engagement to do with Dong Ren or something. Read the Daily Mirror story about it, and in the end it's taken them right the way up until Tuesday tea time. And why they've done this way, I've got no idea. To firstly announce that Karanka has gone, and then in a move right out of the Nottingham Forest playbook, I have to say, then 10 minutes later announce Bowyer, who'd already resigned at Charlton, as the new manager. Anyway, however it came about, it's happened. Karanka's gone after seven months, 36 games, I think, as Blues boss, and Bowyer, a former Birmingham player, is in as the boss. So there was the Charlton exit. You can see on our timeline here. Actually, it does fit in fairly nicely. Sunday lunchtime, Karanka, we think, fired in a meeting. Monday, 2:15 is when Bowyer, his resignation is announced by Charlton. All nice stuff. They've kind of taken the high road here, both sides. Lee Bowyer, same as at Birmingham, as a former Charlton player, as he came through at Charlton before going off to Leeds in that excellent Leeds team in the sort of late 90s, early noughties there. And in at Charlton, in not necessarily the best time to be the Charlton manager. This is the latter part of the Du Châtelet era there, where the fans and the ownership were very much at loggerheads and money was pulled out. And I'm sure you'll have all seen coverage of tennis balls and all and sundry being thrown on the pitch in protest at the ownership there. Anyway, Bowyer got through all of that. He said it was a difficult decision to leave. Everyone knows how I feel about the club. I could have gone before. I felt it was the right thing to do to stay and help the club through the tough times we've been through. So it is very much a shake hands and move on from Charlton and from Bowyer. Excuse me. There is his record. So up the top there is the 17-18 season. He finished 6th and lost in the playoffs to Paul Hurst's Shrewsbury. They would lose in the final to Paul Warren's Rotherham. Lee Bowyer did not manage Charlton for that entire season. I think he was caretaker as well. Second season, though, in the playoffs again, and they do get promoted this time. I was there at Wembley to see Charlton beat Sunderland in a repeat of possibly the greatest playoff final we've ever seen. Well, a repeat of the two teams. Wasn't quite so exciting, but a very, very late goal by Pat Bauer gave Charlton the win. They'd gone on a late tear at the end of the season as well, and Bowyer gets them up. And then the Championship last season and relegation, sadly for Charlton. Those who follow my channel will know that 48 points is quite a lot to get relegated with. High tide last season, and a real sense with Charlton of foreboding for a long time during the season. They started brilliantly. I don't know if I've got my numbers right here, but I think they won 4 and drew 2 of their first 6 games. And they were right up at the top of the table, and then it was a very, very gentle slide down. Some injury problems didn't help him. Some off-the-pitch stuff, particularly after lockdown. You'll remember Lyle Taylor and, oh God, forgive me, who was the left back who wouldn't play? Someone will put it in the comments. 2 of them had contracts coming up and decided that they were done, and out they go. And they do in the end get relegated. Bowyer, I say Bowyer, Charlton are 6th. Johnny Jackson inspired a comeback win last night. They were 2-0 down against Bristol Rovers and won 3-2. So they are 6th currently. And that's where Bowyer leaves Charlton. More importantly for Addicts fans, they've got new ownership there. And fingers crossed, it's all it's cracked up to be for them. So, a decent job done at Charlton. Always either challenging at the top of League One, in the Championship. Couldn't stop up. My memory of it, and I quite like watching Lee Bowyer's Charlton because they very, very much, I love it when you can see a team play in the spirit of their manager. And it was very up and at 'em, in your faces, and like Lee Bowyer as well as a player, decisive, runners into the box and people taking shots on transition. They would kill you in that way. Sit in and then go grab a goal just like that, just like Lee Bowyer did as a player. And I know ifs, buts, maybes for Barnsley's improvement and Luton's improvement at the end of the season, and but for some injuries and maybe having a couple of players available that he didn't post lockdown. Maybe they're there and they're staying up. Ifs, buts, maybes, whatever. So there's the announcement from Birmingham yesterday. Again, news cycle killed me yesterday. I'm sure this was just gone sort of 6 o'clock or something, and I was starting mid-stream for last night's game. So I've just left it to this morning. But there was the announcement. We are delighted to announce the appointment of Lee Bowyer as our head coach, obviously playing on the return. The Birmingham Twitter had gone dark since Saturday night. Nothing posted, so we're all waiting for a couple of days. Some quotes here from Bowyer. I'm delighted, it's great to be back. I've already seen some old faces from when I was here last. Priorities to lift everyone, not just the players, the staff as well. It seems like it's not been in a very good place. So I've got to lift them. I've got to try and implement what I want very quickly. The team will improve. I have no doubt about that. We already have a good base to work with. Lots of good stuff in here. I'm gutted the fans aren't here. The things I really want to pull out of that is about it being not a very good place, the quick priority to lift everybody, and the base of there being good players. I think he's right about every single one of those things. There's not a lot of time here. We'll look at the table in a minute. But look, you're not going to, over the space of 10 games and probably, what is it now till the end of the season? Probably 6 weeks or something like that, 6-7 weeks. You're not going to completely imprint a new footballing philosophy and style. You can start to do that, but you're going to get nowhere near to your destination. So, as he said very wisely, it's about going in and changing the atmosphere first and foremost. That's the most simplistic thing you can do in states like this, and he's got to do that. And there is a good base. I've been saying for a long time that squad shouldn't be as low. Should we have a look? So there are good people to work with there, I think. Etheridge is a proven Championship goalkeeper. Between Valerie, Clark-Salter, Pedersen, Colin, Friend, Dean, Roberts, surely you can get a Championship-worthy back four in there. Experienced guys there, Gardner, Clayton, San Jose as well, all been around the block. Wide, sort of Bella and Sanchez. They've got Harper on loan. Sunjic and Halilovic, the two Croats, highly rated. Can they get a tune out of them? Jonathan Leko's an interesting one because he played with Bowyer, and I think Bowyer got a tune out of him, really, frankly, at Charlton. And then Hogan and Jutkovic up top there. Cosgrove's come in for a couple of £1 million and barely kicked a ball. Can he just get the confidence going, get 11 of them out and push them away from where they are in the table? It's very, very straightforward, isn't it? Now, it was a good night for Birmingham last night. There's the table. Rotherham lost, Coventry lost, Derby drew. So, the state of it is for Blues, they are now actually in a better position than they were a day before because Rotherham are now projecting below a point per game. So nerds like me can now no longer say on the points per game, look, Rotherham are sure to go above Birmingham now. So it's up to Birmingham to stick some points on the board. They've got 10 games to go. They've got 35 points. You'll have heard me bang on forever about 10-year averages of 45 to survive. Lee Bowyer knows only too well. He got over 45 last year and didn't survive. I don't think it's going to be quite that high this year. We're not going to have Luton, Barnsley, Charlton, Wigan all winning towards the end of the season. That's not going to happen this season, I do not suspect. You've already got Wycombe and Sheffield Wednesday with no chance really of getting around or above the sort of high 30s, 40 points mark, or it's very unlikely given what we've seen this season. So Bowyer basically needs a point per game going through. The home record has been terrible, and look at the run. They've got Reading, who are 5th. They've got Watford, who are 2nd. They've got Swansea, who are 4th. They've got Brentford, who are 3rd. Did Brentford go above Swansea last night? I think they did. I can't remember the top of the table. Anyway, they've got 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th in whatever order they're in over those next 4 games, whilst Rotherham do have 3 games in hand. Of course, Rotherham have to score some points in those games for this to be an issue, and there's a reason why Rotherham are in the bottom 3, because they don't score many points and they don't win many games. But we've seen, remember Burton winning 3 and 4 at the end of the season. Something like that would really put the cat amongst the pigeons at Birmingham. So it seems the task has to be come in, improve the mood, back to basics, get things, simple messages to a squad of players that probably should be higher up the table, and try and score between 10 and 13, 14 points. I mean, 14 points would take them to 49. 1.4 points per game from the last 10. And they're surviving, frankly. We know that it's a couple of wins down the bottom there makes all of the difference. Lee Bowyer named as Birmingham boss. Let me know your thoughts. How do you see this going? Is it a good hire, etc., etc.? Normal stuff. And where are Birmingham going under this Trillion ownership? Get involved. Get involved quickly, though, because Birmingham play Reading tonight. So, again, the landscape immediately changes, especially if they were to get a rare home win. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Opinions down there in the comments, please. I'd love to hear from you. And it's an over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.